Yo, what is up everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes video, and today we're going to take a look at this year's child banner, which is for Fire Emblem 7, aka Fire Emblem, aka Blazing Sword, aka Blazing Blade, however you call it. And yeah, we expected it, especially from the silhouettes. I thought maybe it was Shadows of Valentia. I know a lot of other people thought it might have been Sov as well, but it is Blazing Blade. And it's fitting because it is their 20th anniversary this year. So I do like Fire Emblem 7 a lot. Has some of my favorite characters, honestly, like Hector, so I'm glad to see him. But I'm especially happy to see Ellywood. We'll see him later, but he was shafted from Engage, so it's good to see him. But yeah, Hector is the first unit, and he is an axe armor this time, never straying away to who he is, and he also has a disencounter skill, which we'll see. But the cool thing about it too is that it's voiced by Patrick Seitz, and he does a really good job of making Hector sound like a child and actually young, because especially compared to last year with young Ike, Greg Chun still made him sound like a grown man with a deep ass voice. So I'm glad Hector here actually sounds like a kid. And he's very stacked. Comes with Valiant War Axe, gives him -1 CD at the start of combat if he's alive. He inflicts attack defense -6 on the foe, has the guard effect, and reduces damage from attacks during combat by 30%. And also, if units within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts penalty on foe's attack during combat 12 minus the foe's max CD value times 2, minimum 4. If they don't have a special, then it's just default 4. So this weapon's very stacked. It gives him everything he wants from just being a tank, basically more stats, guard effect, damage reduction, and further attack debuffs, making him even bulkier. So how it works is basically if you have a lower cooldown special like Vital Aster, for example, it's going to give him more attack debuff. So if you do the math right here, it's 2. If Vital Aster is 2, then it is times 2, so 4, then 12 minus 4 is 8, so you get -8 attack, so basically -14 attack for Hector here. And that's going to work in his favor because a lot of the specials, right now are lower cooldown, aside from like Aether sometimes and Gale Force, most of the time people are trying to run lower cooldown specials, so that is amazing for Hector. So very strong weapon. And then he comes with a new special, Armored Beacon. This is 3 cooldown, and from just looking at it, I think it might be inheritable. We're not sure, or at least I don't know right now as me making this, but it seems to be inheritable. Vital Astra and Godlike Reflexes were inheritable as well, so I don't see why this wouldn't be. But it's going to be kind of crazy if it is, because armor units are already bulky as hell, and they have a lot of new skills. They have the new tier 4 skills as well, so this is going to be kind of crazy if it is inheritable to armors. But yeah, this is basically a weaker Bonfire. Bonfire gives you 50% of your unit's defense, but it has more effects, obviously. If the foe's range is equal to 2 and unit or foe's special is ready or triggered before or during combat, reduce damage from the foe's next attack by 40%, excludes AoEs, and only works once per combat. So the wording is very similar to Godlike Reflexes, and if it was pierceable by Deadeye or Lethality, I think it would say it, because Vital Astra is stopped by those skills, but Godlike Reflexes is not, and that is the main draw for that skill, because you can't be stopped by those skills. So Armored Beacon, I think, is going to be like that, just judging off the wording. I could be wrong, but we'll have to see. But like I said, I think it's going to be kind of crazy if it is inheritable. But if it's not, then obviously it would be really insane for Hector here, because it's going to make him stand out in the armor class. So either way, we'll have to see what this special does, but it's pretty crazy. And then he comes with Ostia's Heart, which is Disencounter. And if the foe initiates combat, or if they are above or equal to 75% HP, he inflicts attack defense -8 on the foe, and also has 7 HP healing even when he does 0 damage. So pretty much, like I said, with his weapon, along with this, it's everything you want from a tank. Guard effect, extra stats, more stats, and healing. So Ostia's Heart is Disencounter. Hector is the Disencounter King, as you guys all know. Pretty much at this point, every single Hector pretty much has Disencounter at some shape or form. So Ostia's Heart is just a better Ostian counter. And then he comes with Vengeful Fighter 4, which is going to give him the charges. So along with the guard, it's going to pair nicely, and also further attack debuff. And then he comes with defense, res, far, save. So we just had Winter Black Knight last year, and young Hector definitely is going to give him a run for his money as one of the best axe armors. So that is young Hector. Really nice art, and here he is just taking out Atri here, reducing the damage, and then just destroying her with this Armored Beacon hit. So young Hector is no joke for sure. Glad to see him. He's one of my favorite lords. And then next we have his best friend Ellywood. So I'm glad to see Ellywood because he did get shafted from Engage. So it's nice to see him, and he's very, very strong. He's a red, or should I say Sword Cavalier, like he usually always is, except for one of his versions. And this one's insane because it is like a hybrid between his base version, I suppose, and also his legendary version. His legendary version is one of the best support units in the game. So he comes with Fury War Sword. This gives him -1 CD. If he initiates combat, is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack, speed, defense, res plus X, and X equaling the number of bonus effects active on unit excluding stat bonuses, times 3 plus 5, max 17. So this is similar to what Brave Crom can do, where he takes the visible bonus effects and statuses that he has and penalties and basically gives him more stats. Here for Ellywood though, it doesn't include penalties, but still it's really strong because you can see by the weapon forecast here, he has a ton of stats during combat, so along with the clash as well, so he's going to be a stat ball and just hit really hard. So that weapon is really good, and he comes with partial no follow-up and also has 40% damage reduction. And then he comes with Luna speed defense class, which is a new class skill, going to be nice. You know, maybe not as coveted as the attack speed class, but still going to be pretty good just to be bulkier and stuff. And he comes with SD near trace and inborn idealism, which is basically the same thing as his legendary version's remix skill, the Vision of Arcadia. The only difference is that it doesn't give Canto, so I guess they couldn't give him Canto because it would just take away from legendary Ellywood, so I'm glad they did that. But basically it has everything else: bonus doubler, null panic to himself and his allies, which is going to help with his weapon activating those bonuses. So young Ellywood is no joke for sure. Very strong, very strong unit on his own, and also an amazing support unit with that C skill. So pretty insane, honestly. He's like Brave Crom, just without the change fate in a sense, but also has that support for his allies with the highest attack. So that is young Ellywood. Definitely gonna have to watch out for him. And then the next unit on the banner is the demote young Rebecca. This is a W for Rebecca fans because she has, very dislikable art, I guess, with their base version. So you get this cute Rebecca here, and she's a boat infantry, same as usual. And she has a insane weapon for a demote. I mean, at this point we're used to having demotes with insane weapons. So Gusty War Bow, it's effective against beast and flying foes, and also gives -1 special cooldown at the start of turn. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally and unit special cooldown is a maximum value, you basically times pulse. You grant +5 to all your stats if you're within 3 spaces of an ally. Reduce damage from the foe's first attack by X percentage during combat, equaling to either if the foe is a beast foe, cavalry, or flying foe with a range equal to 2, you reduce it by 60%, which is no joke. Otherwise it's 30%. So a lot of damage reduction. Everybody here has some kind of form of damage reduction. And also, if unit special is ready or unit special triggered before or during this combat, deals +7 true damage. So that is amazing. Comes with Moonbow, attack speed finish 3, and no follow-up. So really good kit, especially for that finish 3, because we do not have a finish 3, attack speed finish 3 prerequisite demoted skill yet. So this is going to be nice for people who want to hear the finish 4 from someone else and maybe get something else as fodder. So that is really good. Rebecca is definitely going to be one of the best demotes in the game. I think definitely up there with Kadean Byleth and Summer Claude. And the last unit on the banner is the talk of the town, Winds of Hope, and it is Mark. And you see Lynn there. I was thinking it was going to be Lynn, but it's actually Mark is the lead, so I'm happy about that. So Mark, if you guys don't know, if you haven't played Fire Emblem 7, which you probably have, but yeah, if you haven't played Fire Emblem 7, Mark is the avatar character of that game, and he is the playable character. So basically, you can change his name and, not personality, but you can change his date of birth and stuff. So he's an avatar in a sense, but you can't change his appearance or anything. So he's basically the tactician of Fire Emblem 7, and he's like Link from the Zelda series, where he doesn't talk, but he does talk to the characters, but you just can't see him or hear him talk at all. So a lot of people were losing hope that Mark would actually make it into FE, and here he is. So I'm glad that he's in the game, because now that's pretty much every avatar character in Fire Emblem in FE. So that's amazing. So now he joins Robin, Corrin, Byleth, Chris, all of them. So his weapon is insane. He's a pretty crazy unit. So Total War Tome gives -1 special cooldown at the start of turn, grants -5 to all the stats, sabotage and stall on the closest foes within 5 spaces of unit and 2 spaces of those foes during their next actions. And if he's alive, grants a further -5 debuff on all their stats, and also makes a guaranteed follow-up, which is going to need because he's kind of slow. And if stat penalty is active on any of those foes, he also has the no guard. So this weapon is no joke for sure, just having sabotage and stall. And we just had legendary Yuri come out, so Yuri doesn't care about the stall effect, but for most everyone else, stall is going to be really annoying. So yeah, sabotage is also a new status, so it's nothing new, but basically just works a little bit differently with the highest penalty on each stat between unit and ally. So it's basically like a little bit of an equation between all the foes you're debuffing. Because Iceberg, Remote Mirror, which is we've seen before on I think we saw it on Valentine's Leo, and then he comes with a new B skill Sabotage, attack res 3, which is just a better sabotage, inflicting attack res -6 on that foe if they're adjacent to someone and has less res than Mark. And at start of combat, if unit's res is greater than them, you inflict attack res -X on the foe, X equaling 3 plus the highest penalty on each stat between target and foes within 2 spaces of target. Calculates each stat penalty independently. So this weapon, and these skills are really insane because 5 spaces of unit and just affecting 2 spaces of those foes is really easy to do, and especially in this game where maps are pretty small. So it's going to be really easy to get those debuffs on everybody and stall and all these stuff just to cripple people. Obviously, you have to watch out for unity skills, so that's why unity skills are very, very valuable against stuff like this. But if they're not using unity, you can really cripple them. So Mark is just a big FU, honestly, and we're going to see his dual skill, which also does that. And then he comes with Canto control to even F with Canto. So his kit, honestly, is just a huge FU. Like I said, he does not care about you or your family. Definitely one of the best blue mages in the game. He is slow, of course, so he's, gonna have some speed issues, but he does have a guaranteed follow-up at least. And then the dual skill inflicts isolation, guard, and special cooldown +2 on the foes within 3 rows or 3 columns. So basically, it's a better pulse smoke and also has isolation guard. So you can't move, you can't charge your specials, you can't buff yourself up because you're gonna be sabotaged. He does not care about you. You can't move because you have stall. So Mark is a big FU. But yeah, I'm glad he's in the game because, like I said, most people didn't expect him. I thought he would get into the game eventually, but not on this banner, definitely not. So I'm just glad Lynn didn't get another ult, honestly, because it would have been kind of annoying if it was her. But yeah, I'm glad Mark is getting the love. You are in the game now, technically, with this another avatar. So that is the child banner. We have young Lucius as the free unit. We can see him right here. There he is. And he's going to be the first healer as a PRF, a first Grail free healer with a PRF weapon. So that's going to be interesting. He probably is going to have one. I don't think we've ever seen that staff before. So it's going to be interesting to see what Lucius brings to the table, because every single Grail unit we've had, for the most part, for the child banners has been pretty good. With young Minerva, young Inez, young Boyd, I guess he wasn't the best one for his time, but he's still okay, I guess. None of them are really bad, but yeah, the young Lucius being the first one of the PRF should be interesting. So we'll see what he has. But yeah, that is the banner, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. I think this banner's cute. Not going to be summoning on it, but definitely is going to be something to keep an eye out for, because young banners always bring really strong units every year. From the first one, from the Arcanea one, all the way to now. So young Rebecca is an insane demote. You might want to pull her for that finish skill. Honestly, it's kind of tempting, but I want to save my orbs. Everybody here is really strong in their own ways. They have all damage reduction and unique stuff for the most part. I guess Hector's not that unique. He pretty much functions the same as every other Hector, but yeah. So yeah, that's the banner, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Please stay safe out there. Peace out.